所知，仁波切每年都非常的慷慨给予教导。那今天呢，在这个 过往的这个惯例呢，通常是有弟子们会请求仁波切开示某个主题，那仁波切会非常的慈悲给予相应的教导。但是今年呢有点不同，有点特别，就是今年的课程是仁波切他自己决定主题的，所以呢，我们作为这个弟子在这里非常的幸运，有这个机会，通过仁波切他的这个慈悲以及智慧呢，他为我们选择了忍辱，就是这个入菩萨行论的第6品当中忍辱品作为主题，给予我们教导，所以呢，这肯定是对我们有利益，而且是我们需要的这个一些教研。那也希望大家呢可以在这个周末的这个课程呢听入心里，好好的善用这个佛法。那仁波切在几天前也有开示过，这个寺庙并不是仅是为僧众们所建的，更是为我们这个寺众弟子所建的。所以呢希望大家可以一直的把这个寺院当作自己的家，不仅是仁波切来参访的时候。所以呢另外呢，仁波切还有提醒我们，这个在寺院除了建立了寺院，我们还需要在这里学习听习佛法，这是更重要的。所以呢大家现在在做，还有通过网络在这里听习佛法，已经做到这点了，但是也欢迎大家在以后不断的来这里听取佛法。谢谢。
Nesam tenze ba zawe la me kyabla kushan ca wana namka tong nyambe sen chen tong chen nam chen la na me ba yong tabar zope son je je gompong lang para cha te che to tambe chu samo sen ne tsur yen do tunyon sa ki para jo nyong song chun chu to tu chen ne sen para hyo 다단다 쩌도 드링게 휴야데 다티체 넘버 동보 추라 대바동 무구당 이치게 고네 페발라 동보타 히델리 휴게나 고세 샤베 템바동 나사 메바고네 추드발라 페발라 토제체 타히델레 휴게나 데지슬라 드링 추셰야데 가르레세나 제당게 송추선베 제발란 주바레라 송슈 sembe jeba lan juba sedu chitang 송슈 그 sensenayo chitang somba zambo purdo semba tenete somba ngemba zawane meba somba zambo senchen tongchila somba zambo yeba jela 송슈 그 sense yorela 송슈 그 sentela lape kapsula chitong parudo semba tola la song yore te nane tatringe kapsula zebe parudo semba te korte hyujen la te sembe kasala kono number taba senchen tangche la pemba tong dewa yin kono number taba sarta ne sen roche.
Now, generally, you have all come with great faith and devotion and belief in the Dharma. So I'd like to wish all of you tashdilek, good evening. You've all made it here. Despite any difficulties, you've made it here in good health. So I'd like to thank you all for coming and wish you tashdilek. So this evening, we will have a teaching on the entering the way of the Bodhisattva. Now, entering the way of the Bodhisattva is about practicing bodhicitta. And bodhicitta means like the most perfect of, or the most highly developed of good intentions. So this is absolutely no bad thought at all. This is the good intentions towards all sentient beings, and this is bodhicitta. Now, when we train in bodhicitta, we train in the 6 transcendences, or paramitas. And so today, among them, we will be using patience. So I'd like to ask you to all please listen with a pure motivation, thinking that by listening, you will be able to bring benefit and happiness to all sentient beings.
首先，各位呢是带着对于佛法很好的一种信心跟相信而来到这里。首先要问候你们扎西德勒还有晚安。 那而且看到大家是克服万难，然后身体也很健康的来到这里听课，也要谢谢你们。这一次的主题讲的是入菩萨行论，要学习一个菩萨的行持，重点在什么？重点就在菩提心。什么是菩提心呢？也就是一念最好、最殊胜的这样一个善心，它丝毫不带有任何一个伤害他人的恶念在里面。那这就是，而且是对一切众生都有这样的善心哦。那一般来讲，在学菩萨行的时候，会谈到6度的修持。那我们这一次主要讲到的是其中的安忍，也就是忍辱这个部分。所以接下来的课程开始前，请大家都带着一个殊胜的动机，也就是一个菩提心，为了利益一切众生而来听闻。
天天大家当个他们总部。Samba Zambo don't Tempasepala, Nyemomba Pongu Yorella, Nyemombala, Chetanga Tungala Soba Yorede, Tinane, Pomatumna, Neba Chehu, singing Ravojeta, Te Pon Tubna, Pemba Chehu, singing the Shedan Rela, Shedan Control Rela, Control the Pomatumna, Senda Lion, Neba. Jewachima Lion Neba, Tarbaton Tonji Chimbelon Lion Neba, Ran Lion Neba, Yin Lion Neba, that in the younger Yoba Jeta, Tepon Tubna, Tinite Cherna, Ran Lion Meneba, Yin Lion Pemba, Tinite Yendo, Senda Lion Pemba, Jewachima Lion Pemba, that in the young in Bechena, Zepe Paru to Timbate. Pe kalchewa nane tatanda zepeleu te cheichona sambaye.
Now, in general, if we're going to be a good person and have good intentions, a good mind, then we need to give up the afflictions. And of course, among the afflictions, there are the 5 poisons and so forth, but there's one that if we do not abandon it, will definitely harm us. And if we do abandon it, will bring us the most benefit. And this is hatred or anger. If we do not give up hatred, then it will harm us in this life. It'll harm us in our next lifetimes. It'll make obstacles on the path to liberation and omniscience. It will harm ourselves. It will harm others. If we give it up, then we will not harm ourselves. We will benefit others. It will benefit us in this life and in our next lives. And so this is why it is so important for us to train in transcendent patience. So this is why I thought I would teach the chapter on patience.
一个好人，他最重要是内心是保有一个善心的，而所谓保有善心，也就是他也断除了各种的烦恼。我们常说有5种烦恼，其中有一种烦恼它是最强烈的，如果你不断除它的话，那它会造成很大的问题。但如果你断除它的话，那你会有非常大的利益。这是哪一个烦恼呢？也就是嗔心哦。那如果我们不断除它的话，对于今生、对于来生、对于自己他人，甚至对于佛果的达成都会有障碍。如果断除了嗔心的话，不仅是你不再伤害你自己，同时你也进一步能够利益他人，对于此生来生也都会好的。那这就是断除嗔心，也就是修持安忍跟忍辱的重要性。所以我觉得尤其这一个重点很重要，所以这一次要讲的就是这一品。
你他控制pombe个塔啦，这当个塔那么能做不生用的，啦塔那么能做不的，开始个些呢，这你控制的概念个嘛的，控制的当一个个的嘛都，嘛当嘛那不叫个的，的确呢，他们想了这样个的，的确呢控制的当个的这个的，这样这种也不嘛的啦。Te yendo kapkala songa doje tipika on to sena contribute neluta contribute ngola tane pombe ka taya yore te yendo ya ta yendo on to sena teni sanje don sonju semba tanji la solo ata manlam ja tende sene hewe ka taya yore rete tanda ta zepela paru to semba tembe ke leondi nando Jasi hewa laga tabda karite maresena, tena maimba, ta dembege netan, tene kontro de jante yapo je ngusen na kontro de bon lawa. 대견도 컨트롤 pombe게 연된데 야보지 응선나 드니테 컨트롤 pombe게 잡아데 찌라 제 두루자 드니테 두군세 데반다바 마인바라 드니 헤동데 젠쳔보리 데 방구그레 선바다보 제당 드니테 마방나 타베바레 손드 뻥라와 다테도 방구선도가 선바용그레라 제바테 다 두루자 두군세 제바공구는 칼레카보레라 데마인바 Tende kare kukare se na zepe ke yentente tie du te la o zepa magana tap manduwa pe tengu ganduwa sombanda wuche ta tende yungu yuare la tege ser na pal nalinda e tsula kona yupan kepa pende ta tamchi chi zombe tende tanda tenchu chenpo tamchi chi gomba tarto hirap peche tane ta te hirap tege hedanga ngowa kantinduwa hedang la pemba kantinduwa hedang la nepa kantinduwa te yapochi ngusen te yendo zepagona pemba karinduwa tene zepagona ron la pemba karinduwa zepagona yin la pemba karinduwa tenzo ngusen na tene lansong ron ying pan to baton pan hlawa yungu yore.
Now, there are many different methods for giving up anger. But among all of these different methods, there are some people who say that when you get angry, you shouldn't stop it, you shouldn't block it. You need to let it out. And if you don't let it out, then it's going to harm you. It might give you mental problems if you don't let it out. So you just let out your anger when you have it. But actually, this isn't such a good method. In the secret mantra Vajrayana, we talk about looking at the nature or looking at the essence of anger. And so that is one method that we use. Another method that is sometimes taught is that you can pray to the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, you can make aspirations, and if you do this, this will also pacify your anger. But here in this chapter where Shantideva teaches the transcendent patience, the method he teaches is not one of those. Instead, he encourages us to think about the situations that have risen in the past, the problems that we've had, the difficulties we've felt, and identify these. And then if we identify these, it's easy to abandon our anger. We also think about the benefits that come from giving it up. And so because of this, we're able to easily develop patience. And so when we think about it in this way, this means that we don't have to really force ourselves to be patient. We don't need to try to work really hard and squeeze ourselves into being patient. Instead, we think about the benefits of being patient and giving up anger, and that it's easy for us to do this. So it's not really necessary to try too hard to develop patience, to make it hard on ourselves. Instead, we just think about, these are the benefits of being patient. This is something that I really absolutely have to do. This is a quality that I have to develop. And so in order to do this, we have to follow the method taught by all the great masters of the great temple of Nalanda, which is to use our intelligence. And so we think about what is the nature of anger? What benefit does anger bring us? What harm does it do it? And when we think about it, and we think about this well, and we identify what it is. We think about the benefits that patience bring to us, how it benefits us, how it benefits others. And when we identify these, then we'll naturally be able to give up anger and develop patience, and we'll be able to do this easily.
当我们讲到要断除我们的烦恼，也就是嗔恨的时候，方法是很多的。有的人会说你不要压抑你的烦恼，生气了就让它发出来。那么不然的话，你总是憋在心里，会造成心理的问题。但我觉得这并不是一个太好的方法。那么在佛教里面谈到，像密乘里面谈到，当嗔心这种烦恼升起的时候，你要看到它的本质，看到它的实相是什么，这是一种方法。还有一种方法会提到说，当你负面情绪生气的时候，你可以祈求佛菩萨，祈求他们加持帮助你降服情绪，这也是一个方法。 但这都不是我们这一次谈到。这次我们学的这一品当中，吉天菩萨就是这个作者，他告诉我们的一个方法是，就是你面对你的负面情绪这个嗔心，你实际去看它到底是怎么样一个情况。它很有意思是，当你了解到它的时候，你知道它不好，知道它的情况是什么，那么你反而比较容易断除它。同样的，如果当你也知道了忍辱会带给你怎么样好处的时候，你很自然随时你就会保持一种忍辱跟安忍在。换句话说，面对你的情绪负面嗔心的时候，你都不是要去压抑它，事实上你试着要去观察它，去面对它，看看它的好跟坏是什么，那你就会了解到，哦，原来它是这么的不好，那我就不应该要有它。同样，你也对于安忍你会有一个了解，原来能够忍辱安忍会带给自己多大的利益，那么你也会愿意去修持这个安忍。所以整个这一部论，它在依止的也就是那烂陀佛教学院的这些历代的大师们他们用的方法，就是他们透过智慧去观察，去面对自己的情绪。
天天他天了，同步日本马公那他有嘛的是，日本人民去讲过的，说那天巴的了，天天别个吃的了，看的是那天巴的是那，现当的别那把钱不的了，提前那帮过的，上把钱，提前呢日本讲过的，上把钱用个有的。他现当那把看的有的是那，我让做个单单我是蛮通那样。就话希望人那把用个也不出这趟，他军生那把送有了，军生同步的，就话希望人那把用个也不这，你这样的真的啦，那把用个也不这，我是我让从同居也不，用居也不，天天跟那把全部就用居也不这，你这样的同行同忙同行，你这个呢？天天这个讲也不，用个也不这趟，他的讲军生那把送个呢送有了。同步当我让从我是蛮多那样，从这些嘎拉苏巴拉店的那把全部用个也把这店别给吃的啦，嘎巴东的说吧也见动得进去了，说立即供应得跟讲，控制这跟讲不是，他嘎巴忙不了，给我找家全部说一个有那样，像现在马上把这见呐，这个话的出了当个嘞，就是teacher呐。现当tabu dipa me zepa tabu kato me hiện tabu ke dipa ji tsawa ne yo mare te me pa yin pe chen na hiện de pon ne zepa gon thu na ta te li lo pe ge we tsawa yo mare la jun sin teacher na te we zela nen ten to na su sul ji gon bar cha se ni ta na ma na su bu go ne ni zepa te yin ji min ji gon go re so re.
And so first of all, we have to realize that there's just no way for us not to meditate and develop patience. And in order to do this, we have to remember how terribly harmful a hatred is, and how much we need to stop it, and how much we need to develop patience. So in order to do this, we need to remember the harm that hatred will do to us. Now, when we think about this, there are actually different types of harm. There is the type of harm that we don't actually see. So Shantideva actually presents three types of harm that hatred will do to us. And the first is the one that we don't actually see in this lifetime, the harm that will come to us in future lifetimes. The second is the type of harm that we will actually see and experience in this lifetime. And then the third is the type of harm that is both seen and unseen in this lifetime and in future lifetimes. And so for this reason, he first teaches, and so he teaches the reasons, first of all teaching the harm that comes in future lives that we can't actually see, but that we learn from the teachings of the Buddha. And this is in the first stanza, which reads, "One moment's anger shatters all good acts accumulated in 1,000 eons, such as giving or offering to the Buddhas." And so we may have accumulated a great deal of virtue over many eons, but a single strong moment of anger will actually, or hatred will destroy all of that anger and waste it all. And so for that reason, as it says in the next verse, "There is no misdeed like hatred, no austerity like patience, So, there's absolutely nothing that compares to hatred, no other misdeed that is like this. And so for that reason, we need to meditate on patience. And so it continues, so cultivate assiduously patience in various ways. So we need to use various different methods to meditate upon patience.
那么首先呢，这里进入到正文就谈到说，我们一定要修持的一个法就是安忍了，就是忍辱，它非常的重要。因为如果不修持的话，它会造成很大的问题。那吉天菩萨在这里，他首先谈到会造成了三种问题。第一种是，我们没有未见的、没有办法见到的未来的一种不好的情况，那这是指来生。再一种呢是今生能够见到的一些不好的情况。再来第三种类型是今生来生都不好的一种情况了。那首先第一个偈言谈到的，也就是它的大意是说，无论你造了多大的功德，你只要升起一念嗔心，这所有的功德它都被摧毁了。所以因此呢，接着第二个偈文也就提到，没有比这种嗔恨来更大的罪恶了，那么同样也没有比安忍更难行的这种修持了。所以一定记得要消除你的嗔恨心，同时要修持安忍。所以他说你要试着透过各种的方法来修持，这是第一个跟第二个偈文谈到的。
天他天即是啦，他天的人是同居也别个，现当个这样的送给我的啦，的这样的那么送给我的啦，同步的。现当送给山中呢，因为希望你们用各种电话么多了，你们用对面就是送呢，现当的东汉哪啥个我说这话的，东汉个我这话的，现当生给的当控制生给的，三个等这来查呢，今年三对我就查你要嘛的，个东汉讲讲什么马电话、马业话、都不就不用个话的啦。马业话用个话的啦，现当的来查呢，什么基本没把装到用嘛的，什么搞不会查你用个话嘛的，刚刚了我拿不定，今年才做不了，今年出不家，今年就嘛都也不就查你用个话嘛的啦，什么搞啊用个嘛的啦，什么的搞啊没得的啦，提前个路不得不用个话嘛的，路不得不用个话嘛的，可能路不了那啥，没那啥也把这今年的。타마 가래 용거 요아르스는 니 에쿠고 말했음 대답을 그냥 요아래라 대 인지 민지 방구를 방구 전세 되래.
So next next it teaches the problems with anger and hatred that we actually see in this lifetime, and it teaches three of these. The first of these is taught in the next line. When pangs of hatred seize the mind, it does not feel any peace. No joy, no comfort, and no sleep, no constancy can be had. And so the nature of hatred is that it's painful, it hurts. The nature of it is suffering. So hatred or anger is just by nature, it's painful and harmful. And so because of that, we can't feel any comfort or any happiness in our minds. There's no comfort in our minds, no peace of minds. It'll even cause us difficulties and problems in our minds. Not only will we have no joy and no happiness in our minds, but we'll be scowling at everyone, we'll be insulting and speaking harshly to people, we'll be fighting with everyone, and have no joy, no happiness. And because of that, we'll also have a lot of physical problems. We'll have no physical comfort either. It'll be harmful, it'll be hurt, it's painful. In the end, what's going to happen is that we won't even be able to sleep. And so we must be able to give up our anger and hatred.
接着再谈到呢，这种嗔恨之心哦，它对于你今生会带来什么样的不好的情况哦？首先，这就是第三个偈言谈到的。那么，也就是一个嗔心很强的人，你的心是无法平静的。所以这一段偈文在说的，也就是其实当一个人在生气、嗔恨心的时候，他其实就像是生了病是一样的，他是浑身都不对劲，浑身都不舒服的，他完全不会有一刻的这种舒服跟开心跟喜悦，这些是完全没有。甚至这个人你会看到他的样子就是一副臭脸，从早到晚的脸都是臭的，然后他看到谁都不高兴，看到谁都想骂人，讲出来的话谁听了都不喜欢。 然后不仅是他心理上会是这个样子，他的身体也是一样的，他的身体也会被他心理所影响，真的就像变成个病人是一样。再来，甚至他连晚上都睡不着。
진도 다단다 레지반다 보제이나야 테네텐데 파츠 야포 여바 진도 겐바테 레지바티 레카 야포체 kukurshi teni te kuni teki te la tenchewa lezi pa te jindo la tenchewa jindo te lezi pa la tenchewa te la ten churba kondo nordon ko te tenzen te la ten churba te mena tamme banda wache chona ya te yapu yo re te yina ya te la hedan kontro che yo na te la chona don dembe hedan kontro che yina teni zani che boyo mare teni te koni trubayo teni te trubayo ne tenzen te la ten churba jepen te la separ gol jepen te ten pasu seri to gu banda wa hedan cheche ne cheche ro teni dubo tang gu ba teni yongre.
Likewise, you have a boss and you have workers, and the boss, they should treat each other well. The boss treats the workers well, and then the workers treat the boss well. They're kind to each other. They work to each other well. They have respect, and they're kind to each other. And so sometimes, like the boss gives them the gifts, and the workers then appreciate this. But so even though he has shown them favor with riches and respect, so they treats them well, there's this. But then if the boss gets really angry, then it's like there's nothing. The workers just can't bear it at all. It's horrible. They can't hand it on. They get angry, and when that anger happens, there's just nothing that they can do, and they get into fright, and they get into fights. They can't get along, and then the dependents will confront and kill a master filled with hate. So it's just like it gets worse and worse, and it causes pain for everyone.
再来一个容易生气的人呢，他在今生会造成的问题就是他让周围的人都无法跟他相处，也都会很讨厌他。所以在这里就是第4个偈言，他在举的一个例子就像是说，如果雇主跟所谓的劳工之间那其实都是互恩互惠的一个关系，都要互相照顾的。但是其实如果这个雇主他是一个很容易生气的人的话，就算他再怎么样照顾他的员工，再给他恩惠，再利益他，但是他却是个容易生气的人的话，那最后关系也都不会很好的，甚至最后会吵架打架，甚至像偈文里面说的，甚至会互相的杀害。
teni te yendo sumba te kandere se na tropo tong tromo la sopa tang nansang la sopa tang po tong pomo la sopa tang pama tong puku parta la sopa la teni te hedang jin yo na nzahi kyo warin jor teni tongpo hedang yo na tenzo simba kyo rogo re teni ngenpa da te jimba tang tende se na yo pengi ma re teni te tanda du yapo rege ma re ten me se tate kakare sekere se na ngenpa da ta tege re te ten ko tro tong che hedang lang che se nye ni ten sani che po yo re se gupa tende yung re.
So then the third reason is that it will that your friends will abandon you. So someone who gets angry, he will distress his friends and kin, like all his family, all the people around him, his friends, if the parents and children. And if you get angry like this, it distresses everyone. It makes everyone upset. And even if you give them gifts, they won't help you in any way. They think, they won't come near you. Those gathered with gifts won't serve, or they won't come near. They'll think, there's no point in doing this. They're just going to get angry. They're too hot-tempered. There's no way I should go anywhere near that person.
再来一个情况呢，也是今生一个生气的人他会造成的状况，就是他让他周围的人都很讨厌他，都想抛弃他所以就算是他的亲朋好友也好，或者是说亲子之间的关系也都不会很好，那么都会让人家想要抛弃他。举例来说，这里提到说，就算是他是一个喜欢给别人东西的人，但是因为他太容易生气了，接受他礼物的人也都会觉得说，我才不要再拿他的东西了，因为他是这么容易生气的，我不敢惹他所以这就是在这里的第4个偈言里面所谈到的。
Tene ta te jesu la tandan tonga tong man tong jan kanga nyom da tembare la dorna true derne ba ten ngayo yemai true dai tela so dungal ton sebar njor dor do ne hi gana control jin te devo ye ba je tawani yo mare te tsani yo mare la control te danda bo je re la tene rongjin so le na yo dungal mon bo che gre la de control ge nyimi re control pon ne zeba gana pe pento chembo yo re la gong yi zhem de zhuo jiang ba ten nen de dong yin de riba zhem zhen zhu zhang xie dang de xie wei ge tab qi xie dang de jian yin ba de ha guo ne de na jian de la yong ji bo yong ge yo re la jie wa xi ma la yong de bo yong ge re.
So next, the text teaches the benefits that are both seen and unseen. It says, in brief, there is not anything that makes the angry happy. The enemy anger will create sufferings such as these. And so if you get angry, if you feel hatred, then there's no peace at all. There's no comfort or happiness at all. So for this reason, anger is an enemy. It harms yourself. For yourself, for anyone else. It just causes pain and anger for everyone. So these are the faults of anger. And this is why we need to give up anger and develop patience. Those bent on overcoming anger are happy here and elsewhere. So if you apply yourself to it, if you're diligent and you use the methods to apply anger, then you will be happy here in this lifetime and also in the future.
那刚刚谈到被亲人抛弃那个偈言，不是第4个，对不起，是第5个头2句，就是这里叫做嗔令亲生厌，施恩亦不亲。那接下来谈到的是总说这个嗔恨心还有忍辱，它带来的过患还有好处是什么？所以在这里主要谈到头2句，第5个偈言的后面2句所谈到的就是，如果你具备了嗔心，它是一点好处都没有的，一点快乐都没有的，所以说安乐是不久住的。这是提到了嗔恨心的坏处是什么？再来第6个偈言，他所谈到的就是说，那么安忍它具备什么样的功德？所以如果你能够消除了你的嗔恨心的话，然后你能够精进的努力的去消灭你的这种嗔心的话，现后皆安乐，现在现世还有后世你都会得到安乐的。
tanda ngarang tsuga kontro te pongu gando te pongu ga tap te kante che gogare se na pongu ga tap te tombo te jo te pongu ga yore la tene chu no ton chi jo le son se son chi jom ten te jo le son te jo te pongu na yapo yore jo te kan yung ga yore se na yi me dewa te yung ga yore mende se don deba ye ke se ba le son chura ba yeme dewe se ni ne hedon te te do jong so se tene ngarang ga sana mende ba che chong yana yapo che ri un chi se te la parchi che chong na lo me dewa che yung yo re semba te devo me ba che yung yo re semba devo me ba te hedang ga se nda bo che re ti semba devo me ba semba chipo me ba te se nda bo che in te la tene hedang te jiene hedang de control de jiene ngaram me ba che gari ngaram la chen chen bo so gari la tombo te yime de wa de ngo hi ba de gu gari.
So we need to give up our hatred and anger, but what's the method for doing that? The first thing we have to do is we have to give up the cause. We have to know what the cause is. As the Buddha said, all phenomena arise from causes. So we need to give up the cause. And so what is the cause of hatred and anger? That is displeasure. It's discontent and displeasure. As it says here, finding its fuel in discontent, born of the undesired, being done in the desired, being blocked, hatred grows and destroys me. And so when there's something we really, in our minds that we really want or that we don't want that happens, or maybe there's something we're hoping for that doesn't happen, that something prevents it, then we get displeased about that. And that discontent or that displeasure is like the fuel for hatred, or the fuel for anger. And so with that fuel of the discontent, then the anger can grow. So the first thing we have to do is we have to be able to identify that discontent and that pleasure, or recognize it.
所以当我们了解了这个嗔恨心的不好，还有安忍的功德之后，接着我们就会要想，那我们该断除我的嗔恨心这种负面的情绪，那方法是什么？这是我们要问的。那么就像佛陀就告诉我们说，任何事情它都是有一个原因在那里，因为那个原因所以让这件事情发生。所以首先我们要认识到为什么自己会生气，或者说这个嗔心它的原因是什么。所以在这个偈言里面，接下来就告诉我们，整个嗔心的根本原因就是一种不悦，一种不舒服、不喜欢、不悦的感觉。那它包含了2个部分，第一个就是别人让你做你不想做的事情，这是一种会让你不悦的产生。第二种情况是说，你本来很想做一件事情，结果那个人说你不可以这么做，那你也会不欢喜、不喜悦，所以你会有一种不舒服的感觉升起。那这里就告诉我们，这种不舒服它就是好像喂养嗔心，让嗔心变强大的一个食物是一样的。所以首先这是我们要认识到，了解嗔心之前，你要先知道自己是不是常常会不喜悦、不欢喜，要认识这一点。
tenin ta teacher na tenin da so tombo hedang jo yime de se de ngusen yime de wa de yapo de ngusen ne tenin de dog dawo de te dog dawo de se na number yomber sa se ngarang la ne pa chang ke le da se ge yore ngarang la ne pa chang ke da de se se na control control persi se de yime de wa de yime de wa de tombo me pa se gore de junsen kare se na tene hedang yime de wa de da hedang ni bo de ngarang la ne pa cha ju je ma to le ka yin da kan yo ma re dan da la ne le yin me teacher na ta te inji me ji yime de wa de me pa se gore.
So first we have to recognize this cause of hatred and anger, discontent or displeasure. And then once we've recognized this, then, as it says in the next stanza, stanza 8, thus I'll destroy the sustenance of this my nemesis. Other than causing harm to me, this enemy has no function. So hatred is our enemy. It's our nemesis or our enemy. And what is its cause? What is its fuel? It is displeasure, and so we must give up displeasure, because the displeasure and anger do nothing but harm us. They have no other function. They don't do any other work, and so we need to eliminate them.
所以刚刚谈到的就是第7个偈言，在告诉我们知道嗔心的因是什么呢？就是不喜悦这就是嗔心的因。那接下来第8个偈言，他就在告诉我们，那我们的敌人，我们要对付的这个敌人是谁？我们说是嗔心。那接着嗔心它的根本是什么？或者说长养让这个嗔心变得很强的那个食物是什么呢？就是我们的不悦。我们心中常常会有那种不悦的这种感觉。所以接着这个第8个偈文就告诉我们，无论是你心中常有这种不悦的感觉也好，或者你的嗔心也好，它完全没有任何的好处，它对你都是不好的，所以你一定要将它断除。这就是第8个偈言在说的。
你他的一没掉啊，的看的心里面把谁过来些，他没把谁过把的哈过更多的看的心里面把谁过来些嘛。你先把的几部当希望的，你别搞了，大家是几部希望是得把嘛都，贴了送了门不当，第个州他听的些年个嘛的，接了把种大个那高位那州么子，先把的希望是见着么贴那样，第是那部是先把的大部也不讲的这个嘞。
So we need to give up displeasure. We know we need to do that, but how are we going to do it? Well, the way we need to do it is we need to be happy. We need to be joyful. We need to be relaxed. we shouldn't just keep pondering things and stirring things up. That we must not let ourselves do that. So as it says in verse 9, whatever happens, I will not upset my cheerfulness. So we need to be peaceful, we need to be happy and just relax and just keep control over our minds.
所以当我们了解到原来不悦的心是不好的，还有嗔心当然是不好的，接着你就要问自己，我要如何消除它那他的方法在这里就是第9个偈言的头2句他所提到的，也就是说你随时你不管遭遇到任何的事情，或者说当你的心其实是很平静很放松的每个时候，你不要让自己又混乱起来，你要让自己随时保护着你的心不要让自己又变得不欢喜不悦，你要管好自己的心。
Tene tatanda sempate devotion de gugundo te tendo higimandoa sempate medewa je yungundo kande segure sena tigi junsen de yapo je hako gure tigi junsen de kande je hako gure sena maga se jon de mando gewa ton nyambaran jor se tangarang sente dupu je senang je medewa je ye medewa je jone tigi tende sin sempate jobo da Tipo me basi dena yo ngarang tendo te nduya yo rebesena nduya yo mare tendo te kanya mandru ba te la tini ngarang gewe tawa te nyomdo gre la te kendo junsen nipa te kare yo resena ngarang su sono tangure ngarang ten je ungu yo ba te la juju yo ba te nduna ne te la magar che ye te po ya bu ju mo gane tini te po zo ya bu je la pa jor mo gane Narantaka sempa jobo tin dina pento kaya yo mare. Kalte juice mena tela maga se chepe te chuya meba cheyina tini ngaran sempa jo dina tiki kampengere kaya pengamare.
So we need to be like happy and joyful and relaxed, but how do we do that? What's the method? What do we need to do in order to to get beyond displeasure? And so what is it that we need to do? Well, we need to understand the reasons for doing this. So as it says, frustration won't fulfill my wishes, but will decrease my virtues. So if we sit there in a bad mood, unhappy, displeased, unhappy about things, in a bad mood, does that do anything for us? Does it accomplish anything? It doesn't accomplish a thing. The only thing it does is that it's going to decrease all of our virtues. And the second reason is if we really think about what are the problems, what are the faults, it's as it says, if something can be fixed, what need is there to get frustrated? So if we can fix something, then why bother getting unhappy about it? What's it going to do? It's not going to benefit us at all. And if we can't fix it, then what do we do? If something can't be fixed, what good is it to be frustrated? So what benefit does it bring us to get frustrated if we can't do anything about it?
所以这里我们都知道，随时不要离开自己的喜悦随时你要保有一个喜悦的心。但是你会说，对我知道，但我还是会生气，我还是会不悦常常会不悦，那该怎么办？所以接下来的几个偈言就是告诉我们说，其实你要知道原因在哪里不喜悦，你要常常保持喜悦的原因在哪里首先第9个偈言这里谈到的后2句是说，第一个，如果你随时是不开心的，你是不喜悦的，你是忧恼的话，首先第一个，你事情是做不成的，你是达不成任何的事情。再来你会发现你很多的善行都无法达成，你甚至会毁坏了你的善行，这是其中的第一个原因。再来第2个原因，你其实随时要开心的，原因在什么呢？就是如果这件事情还能改变的话，你不开心也没用嘛，不对吗？就是它反正不能改变。再一个就是说，如果它能够改变，你也不用不开心啦，因为它能够改变嘛，对不对？所以其实都是自己的一个观念，所以随时你都应该要开心，你没有理由不开心。就是这2个偈言，就是第9个跟第10个偈言说的。
Tene tate hedan te kande sine kontro te lang yo are sena kontro te lambe ge jo go yo are la kene nar sembe ye go se kene nar sembe ye go te kande de sena tene do kam do ge hi na la tombo ngaran la dunga che so se che Tene kaju tang song song bate, sik chup te kaju tang song song bate, nye che. teni ta te kecha ducho hi son ku ne mambo chanje se son somba meni ba hi sawa te che son somba te som te la dollar la teni dog trobo ta hi nda hi tenzo la nyen sen tenzo la yang dungal se ba don ka ju ta ta meni ba je ba som che ti tro che ta te tro te ta ti ten to dala te le do be so se ngarang la ne pa chang ken ga te la teni chipo chung na ko ya ga ga yo ma re la ya ki chipo yo ba che ta teni ta da sai jombo ke che ya po he ba ta che teni ke che nyembo he ba nyen ro so ta ta te som te da la som rang tu la som ngarang la som te ke ne nar sem be ye go se ta te la te ne Hedang de Jege Yore, Tatinzo Kale, Rumba Yendola Song Tona, Hedang de Jegugumandua, Hedang de Bangugundua, somebody, Lola Jetova Nangayore.
So how is it that hatred arises? How is it that anger occurs? Well, there are actually 9 different causes for it. These are what we call the 9 causes of resentment or of ire. And so these are, as it says, we don't want pain, humiliation, or harsh and unpleasant words for those we love or for ourselves. So first of all, for ourselves, we don't want to feel pain or suffering. We don't want humiliation or insults. We don't want people to say harsh or unpleasant words about us. So that's 3 for ourselves. And we also don't want this for the people we love, for our friends, for our family, for the people who are close to us. We don't want them to feel pain. We don't want them to be humiliated. We don't want people to speak badly of them either. It's the opposite for our foes, for our enemies, for the people who harm us. It's the when they are happy, then we're displeased about them being happy. When people speak nicely and gently to them, or when they become well known and are in general spoken well of, then these are 3 for enemies. So there are these 3 causes with regard to our enemies, 3 causes with regards to our friends, and 3 causes with regards to ourselves. In other words, for 9 causes for anger to arise. And so if you think about this, you think about them in order, and if you really consider them well, then you say, actually there really isn't any reason to get angry over these things. I can give up the anger. And so you need to think about these carefully.
接着呢，我们要问自己的，也就是为什么我们会生气哦？常常造成我们生气的是有9种原因的。那么这里就是在第11个偈言他所谈到的。那么这里谈到的是对于自己有3种原因，还有对于我们的朋友有3种原因，还有对我们的敌人也有3种原因。首先对于自己，如果我遭受到痛苦，我就会生气或者不喜悦。再来就是我遭受到轻蔑、别人的侮辱，我也会不舒服、不开心。再来第3个就是我遭受到恶名或者别人的粗恶语言的对待，我也会不开心。这是3种。同样的，这3种情况对到了你的朋友、你的亲人，比如说你的亲人如果被别人骂了，你的亲人被别人的这个污蔑了，你也会不开心等等。这是另外3种。再来的3种是说，有时候是你不喜欢的人，他偏偏却得到了别人的赞叹，还有他得到了快乐，还有他得到了别人的这种好听的话的讲，你也会不开心，因为他是你不喜欢的人。所以等等这种情况，你都要想为什么就是我会生气，可能都是这9种原因的其中一个，这是你要去观察去想的。
Zepa gomba tela yon namba som yuare, namba som te dungan tongling ke zepa, chula ngesen ke zepa, nezi la cheminyan be zepa te namba som yuare la, te nane tangpo karere se na, dungan tongling ke zepa se, tangaran solo kale te, si chona nga kale chong son ne, semba cho, semba do, ta te meze tende yungu yuare la, te la sono yapo che tone kale te si chona chi yo mare somba te pento chembo yongre somba re la te na ne tombo pento po sul te dewe jona rengan jong dungal jona hindo mo dungal me ban ngenju me dungal te me nang khorwale thande ga loya che ga mare te cherna sen che somba tembar nu de sonlo yapo che tangure dungal te la tene nasa ge kurma se tangara so che chengin rabo che chona te la tene semba te khorwala chohe je tene te ngenju che thombe chunyon so lende ga lo che yin la ne pa chal me nyin pa he yin la te wa don samba se gu pa he ta tende yung ge yo are.
So among these 9 different causes, the first of them that's considered is the cause of suffering or pain. And so when we think about being patient, there are actually 3 different types of patience. There's the patience of accepting suffering, the patience of the recognition of Dharma, and the patience of not thinking anything of harm. So the first of these is the patience of accepting suffering. And so this means that when we encounter a little bit of problems or a few hardships, then sometimes we're thinking, I'm having a hard time. We get really upset, we get distressed, and we think, this poor me, I'm so depressed, and then we get really upset about it. But actually, we should think about it differently. We should realize that a little bit of problem, a few problems is not necessarily so bad, and actually there can be a lot of benefit to this. And so first of all, we need to think about how it can benefit us. As it says in verse 12, the causes of happiness are seldom, the causes of pain are frequent. Without pain, there's no wish for freedom, so mind you must be steadfast. So if we don't have any pain, then we never feel like we need to do anything to free ourselves from samsara. So we need to really think well about this and consider it well. We have to remember it's like pain and illness are like an inspiration to virtue. It helps us develop weariness with samsara, and then because of that, we feel the wish to liberate ourselves, and therefore we then want to practice the Dharma. And so we shouldn't really, and so we should think about how. And because of that, we'll realize we must not let ourselves harm anyone else, and that we must treat other people well.
所以我们常常会因为痛苦，无论是自己或他人等等痛苦，而因此你会不悦，而因此你会升起嗔恨之心啊。所以在这里接下来的戒言就是针对我们的痛苦，你要如何去面对你生命中各种的痛苦哦。那么所以他消除痛苦的不悦或者不欢喜呢，它有几种方式，你要修持3种忍辱来面对痛苦哦。第一种忍辱就是你要能够吃得了苦，叫做安受苦的这种忍，安受苦忍。再来一种是你要谛察法，就是你要观察这个法的一种忍。再来一种呢，就是你要耐得住别人对你的伤害，耐怨害忍，这3种。那么首先谈到的就是当你面对苦的时候，你要能够忍受苦，你不要是成为一种就是一点苦都受不了的，然后就在那里抱怨啊，在想要逃避痛苦的人，这是不行的。所以事实上你要了解到痛苦有一点是可以的，而且它对于你是有帮助的。所以这是在第12个偈言，他就在告诉你说，其实生命当中乐其实非常的少，你生命中的确很多都是痛苦。事实上这里也告诉你，没有痛苦你也就不会想要出离，你也不会想要有厌离轮回的心。所以你应该面对痛苦的时候，你要去面对它，而且要坚忍的去面对它。所以其实生活当中你会发现，你会遇到生病，有的时候你会遇到一些不顺的恶缘，各种的情况。但如果你去面对的话，它会都提醒你，鼓励你，让你想要升起出离之心、厌离之心，甚至积极的会让你对于佛法产生一种向往、一种信心。还有你也会知道，我不应该再造恶，我不应该再伤害别人，甚至要关心别人。这都是你如果面对了痛苦，它会给予你的一种启发、跟帮助、跟利益。
tene tate yendo zepa gombe kasola kangam te se yungre besena kangam te se yungre de yinayong kangam te zepa gonto na tela tene tharba thoge yorela tela tene tharba thobar temba te kado te don karna pa se don chi so chorwana temi je tharba ye tanda doko chi sir dar tene tate yendo tate kasola jase hewala bebe kasola jagraga yola chulu tende kahi yorela ta chulu tenzu kari chege yore sena lamo umala teba chene tene mega nondon chong yo na lama oma chong de jegere sene ichi jine se lu sensa se ba te da te gen da karna pa senge te tene jagal lochu la tene te nyima te la za dawa la ngo chi yo na ti tarba to gere senge da bo tende teme pa la kale ja ta tende se to ge yo re la ngaran so ngune hedan jom tene zeba gom Zepagone hedan he tarba tope tendala tanga zepagon to samare sone trogupa kanyo are de kanyo mare.
So when we're meditating on patience, are there some hardships doing this? There are some, but if we are patient, if we forbear them, then we will achieve liberation. And so this is taught in the next verse. The Durga cults and Karnatans pointlessly bear the sensations of burns and wounds, so why am I a coward for freedom's sake? And so at the time of Shantideva, there were many different religions in India. And so some of the religions would say that if you jumped into fire and got burnt, that you would then be reborn in the realm of the god Ishvara. Or there's the Karnatan cult of South India, where they said that if you would cut your head off on Monday, then you would be reborn in heaven. And so they do all these difficult things for absolutely no point. And so, if we're going to do something that will decrease our hatred, that will meditate on patience to pacify our anger and achieve liberation, then why shouldn't we put up with a few hardships?
那么当然说到要面对痛苦，它都是一件不容易的事情啊。那么但是你要坚持下去，因为你如果能够面对这样的痛苦，或者说你能够修持安忍哦，这个叫做安受苦忍。你修持这样的忍辱的话，它甚至可以帮助你达到一种解脱的哦。这种忍是值得的。那所以在吉天菩萨这第13个偈言里面，他就提到了一些当时他那个时代的一些例子。他就举例说，有些人那些叫做邪师外道，他们甚至为了一些没有意义的苦，他们都愿意去忍受了。那更何况我们是为了解脱而经验生活中的痛苦，愿意去面对的话，这是安忍，这是更值得的。所以他就举了一些例子，像是当时的有一些外道，他是认为说跳到火里面去的话，他就可以投身到一个天界去。或者说南印度的话，有一种说法，这些人他在星期一的时候把自己的肢解，把自己的头切断的话，他就可以投身到天界。他们都愿意为了没有意义的痛苦，愿意去忍受了。那更何况我们是为了达成解脱，我们更要好好修持这种安忍，叫安受苦忍。
Tene ta te yendo sono dongtu te la tene tene zepa gompa kaza la dungal te tong len ku ge yo re te dungal te tong len to ma re dungal ra re somba ji to che ge re la ten ji to che ku ba ma che ma gu ba sol tem ba te la kare song yo re se na kom ne lawar manjur we ngu de kon ye mai ngaran so kale kom na le laro ngupo kande ina yo komne laro rogre yige teyan rabota yigen teyan rabota tegen to leka sia kan ina ya kamne jona tine rimbe komne le labo lan rogre la tewe tanda zepa gombe kasala tombo ne pa chunchun la kom tine tiji ne rimbe ge nepa chenpo zepar su, tene nepa chenpo yo, zepa gonta pa tende yung re, tende la tsendu che go re, songa re.
But so when we are practicing patience, then sometimes we actually do feel some suffering. We do feel some pain, and we might think to ourselves, well, pain is just pain. Suffering is just suffering. And then we get afraid of it. But actually, it's not necessary to get afraid of it. And the reason why, is taught in the next verse. There's nothing at all that is not easy if you are used to it. By getting used to minor pains, you'll bear great harms as well. So if you get used to something, then it'll get easier and easier. And this is anything at all that you're doing. It's like if you're learning to read, if you're learning to write, if you're doing work, the more easier you get to it, the more trained you get in it, then it gets easier and easier. And similarly with patience. So first of all, it seems like first of all you get used to the minor, the small pains, then gradually you'll be able to bear larger and larger difficulties. And so we need to be patient about training in this.
的确，要能够安受这种痛苦，或者说面对痛苦呢，要安忍下来，这的确是不容易的。很多人还是会觉得说啊，苦啊，它真的是太让人感到害怕了。我不想再面对这些苦了，我想逃避它了。那所以接着这个偈言就在告诉我们说，其实你不要害怕，你安忍，你慢慢修持的话，你是会有力量能够超越克服这种痛苦的。所以这就是在第14个偈言，他在告诉我们，大意是说，任何事情只要你养成习惯。就无论任何事情，就像是写字也好，读书也好，甚至任何一个工作，如果你每天持续一点一点去做的话，你最后都能够达成目标的。同样，安忍的修持，面对痛苦的这种能力、这种能耐，你也可以先从小的痛苦开始，慢慢你去面对它，去克服它，再来你经验到大的痛苦，它就无法能够伤害到你了。所以这是第14个偈言在说的。
Zepa Gombe Sola, Tesi Kanganda, Matewanda, Yungre, Sena Yungre, Yenayon Teton de Lengure, Tidungan Dungan Chimbo Marella, Dungan de Pemba Meba Mere, Dungan de Pembaton, Tiepa in Becena, Tinidungan Kaki Chitan Ranjing, Undega Yorella, Tenzo Maze Ronzenda, Yungu Yore, Teon Sona, Durdon, Shadon Tadon, Shambula Sobata. Tekam la so chorwa don tenit kapka la trugute kakam kakale yung yore tegen do lula santu la so ba temi dong chi ma don tende ke teme ba pento me ba dong tende yore la ti dong te zeba gong yore la teacher na ngaran so zeba gong ba so la tenit teacher te dong kale chung chung te la Zeba Magone Kaon, the intimate Hakugure.
So when we're meditating on practicing patience, then it is difficult. There are hardships and difficulties that happen, but we need to remember that these are actually they're not so big, and they're not such big pains and sufferings, and also it's not like they're absolutely they don't benefit us at all. They actually are greatly beneficial, and like there are many different types of pain and suffering that just naturally happen. As it says, do I not see the pointless pains of serpents and mosquitoes, of feelings of hunger, thirst, and such? So like when you get really hungry or thirsty, you're feeling starved or very thirsty, there's a lot of difficulty and pain that happens. When you get a rash, it itches, and there's nothing you can do but just bear with it. And so in this way, you have to bear with it, and so you're patient, you bear with it. So we need to recognize that we don't necessarily need to make a big deal of it. We need to realize that we need to be patient with these harms.
那么，当我们在练习这个安忍对于痛苦你能够忍受安忍，然后你也能够面对的时候，它是一件很舒服，或者说的情况也并不是，的确那个本身也是一件不容易的事情，也是一件挺痛苦的事情，但其实你应该还是要坚持下去，因为它对于你是有帮助的。这种安忍、安受苦忍的这种修持，它是对你是有利益的。所以接下来这个偈言第15个偈言他举的例子就是，其实生活中你已经在忍受太多这种小的苦，你都在忍受了，甚至那些都还只是一些无意义的小的苦，你都在忍受了。那因此，很多有意义的苦，你更应该去忍受，它就这个意思。所以，譬如说，你有时候会被蚊虫咬，你会咬的痛，或者你会痒的痛，或者你身体会长了什么多东西，你也会忍受这种痛，甚至这些都没有任何意义，没办法帮助你解脱，你都愿意去忍耐它、忍受它。那更不用说生活中遇到的痛苦，你更应该要能够安忍它、面对它，因为那个是对你是有意义的。
대견동 알아서라 강강 때지 깝깔라 용그래라 강강 중 깝설라 제바공고 그래 마도 용금아래 가르레세나 나히 차보 중화도 장모 중화도 차바바바도 롱주발라 소바다 드니데라 나산라 포발라 소바다 텐데션드데라 아 나라 두보 중소 다테린 장근도 다테린 세바체근도 페칼렌도 소네 제레마자데 데제마도 바텐데 세주요 마레 데제마도 바텐데 세나 네바테 지시 콘 로그레라 니로 로그레라 티체나 텔 제바 공구레
And likewise, there are problems that happen, difficulties that happen, and when they happen, we need to bear with them. It's like sometimes the weather's too hot, the weather's too cold, it's raining, it's too windy out. And when that happens, we can't think to ourselves, oh, poor me, it's too hot outside, it's too cold outside, I can't do it, it's raining too hard, I can't do it. We can't be so thin-skinned like that, because being so thin-skinned about it just makes it all worse. And so we need to really consider this and remember it.
还有呢，再来就谈到痛苦，面对痛苦的时候，你要勇敢一点，不要太娇弱，不要太懦弱了。所以这里下一个偈言所谈到第16个偈言，就是说，譬如说你会遇到冷、热，或者说风雨，或者说疾病的时候，很多人就开始抱怨说：“哎呀，好冷啊，好冷啊！”或者“哎呀，太热了”，或者说他就受不了，然后就开始抱怨等等。那你会发现，这样的人他的心的力量是不够的。那甚至他有一种状况，就是这样越抱怨的人呢，他因为他的这种越抱怨，反而他遇到的痛苦会越强的。所以这里说不忍呢，苦反增哦，就是第16个偈言说的。
天大地啦，我让做保护个人啦。Dharma se na chen chen la tsaka yore, pawo re se na tini yen ten chen to taka yore la. Ti pawo te khandi se ne pawo rogo yore, dharma te khandi se ne dharma rogo re se na. Lala dog chwa thong na, paten la par che yore chen jure ye. Me kashi ngarang ka chwa ten thong na, tini paha lohu che run ro, tini pe top che run ro, nupa che run ro tende yung yore. Lala yen je chwa thong na, ngarang la goge yo mare, yen ge chwa thong na, pu jen jalwaran jirwa ye, tini te chwa ne, pe semba cho, semba do, tini je chwa che, tini jalan ro tende yung yo re. Te khan la tende yung yo re se na, tene sen je ngong ten tong, sen te tempo la kam song che tong, sen te tempo me pa dharma la kam song sur je ta tende yung yo re la. Tiche na ngarang so ta te dharma ma yin pa pao gu gre.
Likewise, sometimes, what we really need is we need to be like courageous. We need to be like warriors. We need to be, and so you either need to be like a hero or warrior, or you can be a coward. You can be one or the other. And so what is it that makes someone a hero, and what is it that makes someone a warrior? What makes them into a coward? And it says here in verse 17, some seeing their own blood become exceptionally courageous. So some, they see their own blood, and then they get even more courageous than before. They get even stronger. They have even more power. And other people, it's different. And some, on seeing another's blood, will faint and fall unconscious. And some people, it's not even their own blood. They're seeing someone else's blood, and they get faint. They can't do anything. They're too afraid. They can't do, and they can't function at all. And so why is it that there are some people like this who are warriors, and some people who are cowards? As it says here, this is from steadfastness of mind, or else from cowardice. So it's like, so if it's whether your mind is steadfast or not. And so we shouldn't be cowards. Instead, we need to be like warriors.
那么再来谈到说，我们很多时候面对痛苦，你要能够像是一个勇者是一样的，而不要当了一个懦弱的人哦。那么他在接下来17跟18个偈言里面，18个头2句哦，那17个偈言跟18头2句在谈到的就是说，那怎么样叫一个勇敢的人呢？就是他见到别人流血了，他反而更增加他的勇气。那什么叫弱者呢？就是这勇者是见到自己流血，他反而更加有勇气了。什么叫弱者呢？是他还没有见到自己流血，他看到别人流血他就已经晕倒，那个叫弱者。他做了这样2个比喻，所以为什么会有这样的差别？就是因为他的心的这种坚强度够不够。所以换句话说，这在讲我们在面对生命中的痛苦的时候，你要安受苦忍的时候，你就必须要像个勇者一样，能够去面对你的痛苦，而不要像个弱者一样。
Tene tajunsin teacher na tangara pauzo ge la nepa tenzo chi to se chen dungham nam ji masu su nikale te ti chona yon ti nepa meba semba chipo yo ba semba devo yo ba ta tende zo go ge kepi dunghal sang yon ne senja ra dong nyu ma za ta ta lang kepa yen betena dunghal ta kangam te ti sang na yon tene ta te takangam te nga on samare nga pe dupo chong song nga la nepa chembo che song song ba sente Joining Marilla, Sente Chitanga Rab to Tonate, Tanda Rab to Tonate, Trobo, Chipu, Debate, Nyingma Tonda, Mazawa, Nesemba de Chipu, Sine de Gugre.
And so, for this reason, we need to be warriors. We need to be courageous. As it says, and for that reason, we. As it says here, thus disregard the injuries, do not let pains affect you. So when a little bit of hardship occurs, we can't let it harm you. Instead, we have to have a good happy mind, and we need to proceed. And so even when suffering occurs, the wise don't disturb their minds because they know what to do. They're skillful about means. They don't think about it as a difficulty. It's like sometimes when a bit of problems happen, we think, oh, this is too hard, I can't do it, I'm not able to do this. We must not let ourselves be discouraged like that. And instead, we don't let it disturb our minds. So we could translate in a different text. It reads, the wise don't disturb their mental joy. You must not let it destroy your joy. We need to be happy in our minds.
再来呢，这里谈到就是无论你遭遇到任何的这种痛苦的时候呢，就算是很重的这种伤害的时候，你都不要被它所这个摧毁哦。那么换句话说，你的心不要被它所扰乱。所以这就是第18个偈言的后面2句萨所谈到的。接着再谈到是第19个偈言的头2句。所以对于一个有智慧的人来说，他无论在遇到任何痛苦的时候，他不会因此而伤心难过，他的心还是保持着一种心不会受创。另外一个翻译就是说，他的心呢还是非常的澄明哦，就是非常的清明，非常的喜悦。就换句话说，他无论遇到任何的痛苦，他的心都还是欢喜，还是开心的，他是不会被扰动的。这个就称为叫做智者。
Nyingma tenzo pangdu te la manchu japa na yinche re Nyingma to manchu japa na yinche yinpe che na manchu japa yuwa re la Nyingma nando yunje la yunje che na nepa mo manchu jase tu kale kabo yuwa re manchu te kale kabo yuwa re la te che na kale kabo to nepa mambo yunga yuwa re la te kade gugu re che na Dungham tang kangang tang song na te chi tu si ne ta kangang chong na yung chong yapo gugare sompa che ke pe top chen che ni top chi ne leka te she gugare la she dong la so dan jamba ta ni top chi ne ngarang ke dawo te pa jong gu ta mong tu ja de dawo te jong gu yo re la ten jong par se pa na yin ngarang so tanda so la mong tu ja ge yo re se na she dang dang de sho dong Nyingma pa tenzo la mong tu ja ge yo re la mong tu ja de te la she dong la so dan jamba te duru ja kale ja nasa la zepa gom tende se ne tene she dong tenzo dan jam ne me pa che she to pa che chong na ko to pa che chong na te jarzi pao te tape jalwar se pao chimbo che re mato manchu une ke manchu jane tene mese dawo se tende se jete pento kan yo mare lama rola se pao se te ko dawo te se na yanda mase na yanda ka che le shendro ge yo re la shendro yin be na ko ro ndabo che re Tene rote seda se deba la gupa kanya yo mare la rote sepa nangin tanda rang dawo se de tel gupa kanya yo mare tang uni ke phemba chimbo de sore se na hedong la so ba de me ba dang to je chang na tene te pa o chimbo je re
So what is it that we need to do? Well, we need to give up our afflictions. And when we do that, it's like it's war. We're waging war against the afflictions. We're at war against the afflictions, and when waging war against the afflictions, harm's plentiful in battle. So when you're fighting in a war, then it's hard, it's difficult. There's a lot of wounds and injuries that happen in a war, and you shouldn't think to yourself, oh, this is too hard, it hurts too much. Instead, you need to ignore that and be really strong and meditate upon patience. And so the enemy that we need to fight, that we need to defeat, is the afflictions, the afflictions of desire and hatred and so forth. And so when we do this, we do have to work hard at it. It's difficult, it does hurt, it is painful. But if we are able to do this, if we ignore all pain and quash hatred and such, the enemy, then at that point we will be the triumphant heroes. So they are triumphant heroes who ignore all pain and quash hatred and such, the enemy. If we actually overcome that, that is being a true hero. If instead we engage in actual war and were to kill someone, then that wouldn't hurt anyone. Everyone else kills corpses, it says here. So when you're in a battle and you kill someone else, whether you kill them or whether you don't kill them, they're going to die anyways. So there's no point. There's no point in killing them, so there's no need to do that. So killing an actual enemy doesn't do anything for you. So the person who is a true hero, the triumphant hero, is someone who is able to overcome their hatred. That is someone who is truly daring.
那当我们在面对自己的嗔心，或者说在断除烦恼的时候，你要带着一种心，就像是你在战争是一样，你好像在这个战争当中，你要去杀掉所有的敌人是一样的。那么当然你就会说打仗战争当中，这是一件容易的事吗？当然不是的。在你面对你的情绪，面对你的这种嗔心的时候，你要杀除这样的敌人的时候，它一定是很困难的，是很不容易的。但是你都要尽量的继续去努力去做，因为这对你会是好的。你甚至更要提起勇气的去杀除掉，或者说除掉你这样的敌人。这个敌人是谁？就是你自己的嗔心，就是你自己的烦恼。你要知道，你如果能够忍得下来，那么直到你的嗔心真的消除了，这个时候你才是一个真正的一个勇者。不然的话，我们常常说好像你杀了很多人，真的那种战士，好像是军人去杀了很多人，那其实没什么了不起，他不管杀不杀，那个其实都是一个死尸而已哦。那换句话说，他不杀，他有一天也会死，他也是一个尸体。所以你现在把他杀了，你也在杀一个尸体，所以你也没什么了不起。所以真正的一个勇者是指能够消除内心的嗔心的这样的一个人。所以这个就是第19个偈言的后面2句说，与烦恼去争斗，你在临阵的时候你会有很多的痛苦跟创伤的，那么但是你都必须要努力去制服这样的嗔恨的敌人，那才是真正的圣勇士哦。第20个偈言说，否则兼死士，其他这些杀敌人他只不过是在杀死士而已，是没有用处的。
대지 강강다고 용기요아르베세나 강강다고 템부 용기요아르데 강강대 펜토진레마도 강강대 펜토 매바 마레 yin dungal yenden jowe tikwa selwarse dati dungal de la yenden yoarela tikapsala dungal de chona tene kare yungresena semba joa daboje yungre semba joa de kare pengresena nasame tipoyo tene ngana chen khaya me bekasala ngajarje grela tene te semba jo tanda dungal tembo chong kale chong ta tende ga kasala ngajar te hito bache ranguni yente kare yungu yore sena ngajar hito ba yungu yore yin la pembe ge yente kare jungu re sena o ngala dungal tende jungu do yin la yon tende dungal jungu yore hin je sone korwa pala hin je gere korwa la nebi senchen kanga la hin je ta tenzo dungal me bache yinchi minchi gugere son pe hin je rangu ne ngajal pon yengu ne hin je ta rangi nika la pemba kare jungu re sena Tene tege dipa lanzan, o tangaranga dipa sejo mando, tela tene legend of Dungan, number not of a finger, tenzan gugundo, tatejando, gewa drugundo, gewa drugna deva togurela, teaching a gewa drugundo, and a gela ga, tatended in the Dungan temple, shona, tela Dungan jo, sejo mare, te pento tempo yungu are, Dungan tongling zapate, inji minji gugure, sone. So
when we are meditating on patience and we are trying to defeat our hatred, are there difficulties to this? There are a few, but they're not. But they're beneficial to us. It's not like they're pointless difficulties. As it says, plus suffering has benefits. Weariness dispels arrogance. So there is suffering that happens, and that suffering, when it occurs, then we get, it's hard to bear, and we get a little bit sad about it, or we get depressed about it. And so how does that benefit us? Well, if there were no pains, then we wouldn't feel any weariness or any disillusionment, and because of that, we'd start to feel pride. And so when we feel disillusionment or weariness, then that reduces it, reduces the pride in our mind. We feel, we experience pain, we feel disillusioned and weary about it, and that decreases our pride. And so this is a benefit for ourselves, which is that it pacifies our pride. In addition, it also has the benefit for others. It says, compassion arises for the samsaric. So when we experience something, we experience this suffering, then we also realize, well, everyone else in samsara also feels this. We feel compassion for others. So compassion arises for the samsaric. We feel compassion for all beings in samsara. And so in this way, it's beneficial for them as well. So the benefit for ourselves is that it pacifies our pride. The benefit for others is that we feel compassion for them. And the benefit for both ourselves and others is that shunning misdeeds, you delight in virtue. And so when you think about it, you said, I must not do anything wrong. I must not do any misdeeds. I'll experience suffering because of the ripening of this karma. And then you'll think, I need to do virtuous things, and that will bring happiness. And so then you will delight in accomplishing virtue. And so for this reason, when we experience a bit of suffering, then it has some benefits for us. And so this is why we must practice this type of patience. The first type of patience, the patience of accepting suffering. And this completes this section on the patience of accepting suffering.
当我们在修持安忍的时候，或者说在面对我们的嗔心或者不悦的时候呢，的确它是不容易的，你还是会遇到一些困难的，但你要记得这些困难、这些痛苦，它对你都是有帮助的。所以痛苦呢，它是有功德的哦。那么它的功德是什么呢？也就是当你在面对这些痛苦的时候，你的心会有一种感觉，就是你会有点难过，你会对这个轮回，你会升起一种厌离之心哦。那你会说这种情绪、这种心有什么好处呢？它有好处的，它会让你不再那么的傲慢。因为常常有的时候我们会很傲慢，就是好像生活过得也很好啊，一切都没有问题的时候，你其实自然而然就我执很重，就开始傲慢了。但你一个人一面对到苦的时候，你会发现他就傲慢不起来了，他的心就会稍微平复下来一点。所以面对痛苦，苦呢，它对于你是有好处的。再来，对于他人也有好处，因为你自己稍微消除了你的傲慢之心，你会稍微也体恤到别人，别人好像跟我一样也有这样的痛苦，那你会对别人的苦，你会有一种感同身受的感觉，所以这个苦对别人也有好处的，所以对于自己消除了傲慢，对于他人能够升起悲心。那再来还有就是他对于你会觉得说，好，我现在不应该再造恶了，我为什么会有这样的苦，就是因为我以前造了恶。同时你也会愿意积极的行善，因为你会想要得到更多的快乐，你愿意要行善哦。那么这里都在告诉你说，当你生命中遇到痛苦的时候，记得你要能够去安忍，能够去面对哦。这个就是第21个偈言在告诉我们的。
他这个热巴汤波 동한 동랭게 잡아대 휴트바래라 대지서라 가르레세나 니바데 추라 녜센지 잡아세 추생겐데 간데레세나 지당게 지텐쟁 우보 텐솔라 땡네 다 텐데 제 용기요라라 대제도들 잡아 강고그레 손네 준센데 템바레 준센 템베 갑솔라 나란초 스티파사나 간델 스티파사그레세나 동한 쳔보 제발라 Tibasa, Dunga Chunchun Chibala, Tesam Tiba Mazawa, Tende Gugi Yore, Tende Gugi Yore, the Yenaya, Te Yungi Yomare, Candide Senan, Tiba Nasanda Botan, that cancer Nasanda Botan, diabetic Nasanda Bota, Tende Chona, Dunga Juni, Tati Nazatin, Dunga Juni, Chembore, Tell us Trogo Yomare, Matsu, Tipasagi Yomare, Tangara Nason, Semba Jo, Debamato, Hedan Jege Yomare, Contro Jege Yomare. Tag Solis Contro Jege Yore Sena, Sen Yonkin, Mendig, Ketchatajo, Jet Son, Tipasa and Dabota, Nala Dunta Teti Tang Johnson, Tipasa and Dabota, Nala Goku Teti Tang Son, Tipasa La Sopa. Sen Yabanona, Jete Tro, Tige, Nepa Chunchun, Jijarela, Tandan Tipanda Botan, Kensen Dabotan, Diabetes Dabotan, Nepa Chimbo Jarga Yoarvestina, Yomarete, Yinayo, Telecontro Jega Yoare, Telecontro Jia Yomare, Telecontro Jia, Meba de Candesena, Junsen Caresena, Nasa Sumateo, Jina Teni Chonarella, Tanda Parubo, Nepa Chankin, Rana, Nepa Jarvateo, Corana, Jinje, Jone. Tene change corne, Terokan change corne, Chonre, teacher na chipare, teacher na conson, chipala sobala, Tipasagi Yomarella, San Yapanon, Genepate, Tichena, Yontela, Tipasa Yomare.
So that was the first type of suffering, first type of patience, the patience of accepting suffering. And the second type of patience is the patience of recognizing the Dharma, or recognizing Dharma. So dharmas here in this context means worldly phenomena that because of which we experience pain and suffering. And so, so for this reason, when we think about, well, what is it that we get angry about? What is it that annoys us? We don't really get annoyed at the big sorts of suffering. For example, you don't get annoyed when you get sick. We don't get angry at bile and such great sources of suffering. So bile, which would cause liver diseases, if you have cirrhosis, or if you get cancer, or if you have diabetes, you get angry at the illness. You don't get angry at the illness. You might, you feel sick, you get a little sad or depressed about it, but you don't feel angry or depressed about it. You don't feel hatred about it, do you? So who is it that we get angry at? We get angry at the people who do little things to us. We get annoyed. They spoke disrespectful of me. They didn't treat me well. They tricked me somehow, and we get really angry at them. So why are we angry at the sentient? We don't get angry at the bile or the cirrhosis or the diabetes or cancer. So why should we get angry at the people who annoy us? So there's no point. The reason why we shouldn't is that the diseases come about because of conditions. That's why we get the disease. And the people who do, the other people who do things that harm us, they also do it because of conditions and circumstances. So conditions provoke them too. So it's the same. If we're not going to get angry at bile or cancer or diabetes, then we shouldn't get annoyed at people, at the sentient either.
那么以上呢，我们刚刚谈完了就是要安受苦忍的这些部分，接下来再谈到叫做谛察法忍。法的意思这里指的就是事物，或者说一些我们经验到的一些事情，它的情况是什么，我们应该要去观察它，所以叫谛察法，然后而忍入它。所以这里我们应该要观察的一个情况是什么？就是理论上来说，我们应该什么东西会让我们生气呢？是一些很大的痛苦会让我们生气，而一些小小的苦我们会不容易生气，对不对？这是理论上应该是这个样子。但接下来第22个偈言他在举的一个例子就是说，我们却常常那种很大的痛苦 却没有让我们生气。你只是心中有一种不开心，一种难过。譬如说胆病，他这里或者人家解释到说，譬如说你得了糖尿病，或者再严重得了癌症，很多时候你并不是会很嗔心，你反而是就只是很难过而已。然后，但同时呢，我们却对那些小小的痛苦却是气得不得了。譬如说，有人你看他指着我说了什么，他骂了我什么，或者他伤害了我什么，或者他欺骗了我什么，你反而就很大的一个情绪生气会出现哦。这是很奇怪的。大的苦，这种病痛大的苦，你却不生气，但是这种别人小小一句话却让你气得跳脚哦。但无论如何，这里我们要观察的一个状况，无论是大苦或小苦，你应该要观察的就是，无论是这些大苦，疾病也好，癌症也好，它也是因缘所生的，不是吗？同样的，那个人他会对于你批评你，或说你的坏话，欺骗你，那也是因缘所生的。这两者是同样的，都是因缘所生的。所以你如果不对这种大的苦生气，那同样你也不应该对小的苦生气，因为两个都是因缘所生的。所以这个呢，就是在第22个偈言在告诉我们的。
Tate sarvor sungo setla perna mende yendo yo ni den juan jiro atara peje yoana ngaran solon tripala sopa nayo kapsala te gagi yo mare tripa korange na gu samba yo mare ngaran la yo gu samba to mugu samba kan yo mare te neka ge chenche la tene nasa ten jungu yo are la juan jiro atara te koran rawan rabu hira kan yo mare koran ranging ge jungu yo are la 대긴 문제견도요. 내지 예문종원저 대견도 나랑라 내바짤긴게 메티게 드니까 고랑가 인지 민지 내바짤고 나내바짤긴지 인선바 요 말에데 이나야 예문 반정네 고랑라 컨트롤지 드니 라오메바 종원저 되게 가래성거 요아래서는 나 맨디때나 인지 민지 토고 컨트롤지고 선바 요아래서는 요 말에 지오 너는 지나르토 세 드니 수수 지오 된도 랑긴게 찍바사 컨트롤제 대견도 제버사기 마선 좀 나라 해당제 야보제 야 제국도 선바 요아르베스는 요마레데 드니 데 랑긴게 컨트롤 대견도 제와른 조로와 임베처나 된솔라 랑왕 요마레라 디자는 나랑 찍바사야 요마레
And so to clarify, to clarify this, as it says, just as such illnesses occur involuntarily, afflictions are compelled to arise involuntarily. So to give an example of that, if you have an illness that comes about because of bile, for example, then the bile doesn't think to itself, I need to make this person sick. I need to do something to hurt that person and make them sick. Instead, it's just that because of conditions that come together at a time, then you get sick. There's no control over this. And so in the same way, the afflictions are compelled to arise involuntarily. There's no person who thinks, now I'm going to get angry at this other person. It's just that the afflictions arise without any control, involuntarily. There's no one who's thinking, I need to make them angry. And people don't think to themselves, I'm going to get angry at this person now, and they get angry. It's just that something happens. Though people don't think, I'll get angry, the commonplace angers them. They just don't have any control or anger about it. And the anger spontaneously happens, or it happens out of causes and conditions. Though they don't think I shall arise, their fury still arises. So the anger doesn't. They don't think I need to make myself angry, but the anger still happens. So they don't have control, and because they don't have any control over it, then we shouldn't get annoyed with them.
那么在接下来23跟24个偈言，就是在针对前面的呢，他再举一些例子，甚至更仔细的去讲说，就是说，首先这种像是疾病也好，它会让你生气嘛，但其实你应该要去想说，这个疾病或者说这个病菌，它其实也没有一个想要说我要害你，它没有。 同样呢，这个你自己当然也并不会想要说我要生病要害自己，也不会的。那你偏偏为什么还是会生气？就是告诉你说它就是缘起，就是因为这样的因缘和合之后，你就会有这样疾病的这样的痛苦会发生。所以你其实没有理由生气，你那个病也没有想要害你，你自己也没有生病，它就是因缘和合就升起了这样的病的苦了。同样的，我们的烦恼也是，我们的嗔心也是，它为什么会生气，也是因为烦恼在后面的驱动而让我们的嗔恨心升起。在下面一个偈言就是谈到说，伤害你的人其实也是这样，世间的人都是这个样子，他其实也是不由自主的受到了他的烦恼跟他的嗔心的一种驱使之下而伤害到你，他也是不由自主的。所以这就是，所以无论如何你要了解到把握到都是缘起就发生了，所以你都不应该对他们生气的。
你把今年当前都第八能把那做吧，得给经济到来说容易把满意喏是，等你当大这当个工作说了，你把咱们的刚刚用个有嘞，第八能把那做吧用个有嘞，等说经济到来说，他经济个赚多个有嘞嘛都，我你按等的这个，按的那个招些招的了，那帮等的这加个。那把家人呢，俺以前面就都把这些个上把等的有嘛的啦，等你等的容易把见这个各种的得了，等你等的没用的，他们这不就用个有的，刚刚了容易吧嘛的。
And so all the offenses that there are, all manifold misdeeds, occur by force of circumstance. They do not have free will. And so it's like no matter no matter what individual they have, whatever wrong they do, whatever misdeed they commit, all of this happens because of circumstance and condition. They don't think to themselves, "Oh, that's my enemy. I got to do something to hurt my enemy. I must do this." It doesn't happen like that. Instead, there's some condition that they don't have control, and a condition happens, and they do something. It's not like they have free will.
接下来第25个偈言呢，所谈到所有诸过失、恶行种类多等等啊。那这里谈到了很多生命中你会经验到很多过失，或者说很多这些恶缘，很多的这些恶行等等。但其实你要把握到一个重点，就是这些都是因缘而生的。这些过失、这些不好的情况、这些逆缘，它本身并没有一个说我就是要害你的这个心是没有的，而就是因为很多的因缘和合之下呢，你就经历到了这样一个事情的。所以你要知道，这些都不是能够自主的，所以你不要生气。
他Tikapsa la, teni dawo tiki nepa chalwa tela, tipasaya yo mare, kontrolonya yo mare te, yinayang kontrolonya ka tsawa te, kontrolonya mepe junsen de kandire sena kola rawang yo mare, chen chika kolongu yo re, ta wana chen tiki tenta tipasagare sena, chen tela yo rawang yo mare te, chen tiki dende chi zoga yin song, dende chiki chen chi zoga yin song pe semba me, Teach and river thing, dog, chin dig, cheparis on the Semba yo mare, Kaya, Ronda yo mare, Rome balatene, te Yungu yo arella, teacher na, Seme Nasala soba lion, Tipasagi yo marella, San Yep Dow lion, Tipasaya yo mare, till Zepa gongo gre.
And so we should not get angry at the enemy. We need to be patient with our enemies, and we shouldn't be annoyed or angry at them. So the reason for this is that they don't have any control. They happen over conditions, from conditions. Well, then you might think to yourself, okay, the enemy is not the problem, but those conditions are. So I'm going to get angry at those conditions? It doesn't happen like that. And the assembly of conditions has no thought all produced. So the conditions aren't, they also don't have any control. The conditions don't think to themselves, I'm going to make this particular result happen, I'll make this happen. They don't think that way, they don't have any control. Nor does what it produces have the thought all be produced. And so what is produced by the assembly of conditions also does not have any control. And so whether it's an illness such as cancer or cirrhosis, or that has no mind, or that is not sentient, or whether it is someone sentient like an enemy, then there's no point to being annoyed or angry at them. We need to practice patience.
那么刚刚这里思维了，我们可能就接受了这个伤害我的人，其实我们不应该对他生气。原因是什么？因为他也是不由自主的，他是被他的烦恼这些所驱动，所以是因缘和合之下而让他可能对我造成了伤害，所以我不应该对他生气。你可能接受，但接着你可能会想说，那我不对他生气，但我对那个因缘生气可以吗？就是那个因缘和合之下。但接着第26个偈言就说，你对这个因缘也不应该生气。所以他说，诸缘未曾思，诸苦当生起。就是那些因缘，就是你遇到这个状况，他也没有一念说我要害你，他也没有嘛。他也没有这样的心说我要伤害你，我要怎么样都没有的。所以你唯一要做的其实就是接受这样一个因缘接受这样的情况。所以总之以上呢就谈到了，无论是没有心的这种一个叫疾病也好，它是没有所谓的心事的，所谓的疾病不好的状态，它也是因缘和合而发生，所以你不应该对这样的苦生气。或者一些有心的，就是有心事的人也好，他可能造成你的伤害，你也不应该对他生气，因为他们都是因缘和合的。
他这个谈谈俺做，number 30边路啦，今天看看啦，然后有嘛的。之前的在那巴家话来，然后有嘛的，都空着说话来，然后有嘛的，都个在那看见些巴来，然后有嘛的，天中啦，送龙东呢，些当家有嘛的，送呢，天巴的啦，看看啦，然后说来有然后有嘛的，看看然后没巴晓得的，送呢，天就天啦，天呢家个大都那个俺们就目的中心吧，先给天的。대견도 리파젠 바생겐 텐주게 강가 라원 메바 마레 라원진 요아레 콘주게 따와라 또 생게 라원진 요아레 도데 라원진 요아레 생게 요아레라 텔라 라원 메베 소르데 템바레라 테린테 좀휴요나 테니 쳔노마 튜니 슈라카 가워세 테바도 모게제 투지체 휴게
So in the Buddhist tradition, we say that nothing is independent. The enemy isn't independent. They don't have an independent thought, I'm going to harm. They don't have, there's no independent anger. The anger has no independence. And so for that reason, we need to practice patience. And so we don't have any control over anger, and so we should not get angry at others who also at enemies who also get angry at us. Now, in ancient India, there were also other religious traditions, and here, next to the text speaks about the two traditions called the Sankhya tradition and the Nyaya tradition. And they say that not everything is dependent upon something else. There are some things that are independent, autonomous. These would include a primal substance or a self. But this is enough for this evening. And so I would like to thank all of you. I'm glad to see all of you, and I'd like to thank you all for coming with such coming and listening with such faith and devotion.
那么在佛教当中，以上我们谈到抓到一个重点，就是一切都是缘起的，它都没有一个所谓独立自主的这样一个个体实有存在都是缘起就发生的。所以因为这个道理，面对生活中的痛苦，我们可以去接受，可以去面对，可以安受这些苦，地察法忍等等。所以对于伤害我们的人来讲也好，或者说对于我们面对的疾病各种状况也好，你会了解到都是缘起而生。但接下来一些内容会谈到的是说，但印度当时有一些教派却认为，并不是所有东西都是因缘和合的，有一些东西它还是有独立自主的实体存在的。譬如说数论派或者胜论派的一些教派会有这样的认为那么但这个我们就留在明天再讲。今天呢，再次谢谢你们带着这样虔诚信心而来听闻。
Please look at page number 42, Golden Book. Please look at Golden Book, page number 42, 42. Page number 52. Page number 52.
Hi everyone, just a few short announcements regarding the teaching for the next couple days. First of all, for tomorrow in the afternoon at 2 p.m., there will be a graduation ceremony for our 5 resident monks who are graduating from Shedra. So just before the 2 p.m. teaching, there will be a short ceremony. You're more than welcome to participate and join us for that. And next, in general, for the teachings coming in the next 2 days, if you don't plan on returning tomorrow or Sunday, we do request that you keep your text in the shrine room for people who are coming in the next 2 days. We are expecting quite a few more people over the weekend. So if you don't plan on coming for the entire teaching, please do leave the textbook for the other participants. And then in terms of lunch, we do plan on accommodating everyone, all of our guests who are here for lunch. So if you are you're participating for the next 2 days again, do join us for lunch. But you never know if more people show up, then there might not be enough for everyone. In that case, please do practice your patience, as we've learned. And sorry, let me see here. And if you're interested in joining us for the daily practices, we have Green Tara practices in the morning every day at 9:30 to 10:30, and the Mahakala practice will be held from 4:30 to 5:30. And one last thing, 9 to 10 for the morning practices. And then for students who wish to see Rinpoche in a private meeting, we are accepting appointments for those who are planning to leave on Monday right after the teaching. So if you are leaving right after the teaching, please go down to the office and make an appointment. If you are planning to stay longer for the long life prayer, or if you are a local student, we will be opening more appointment opportunities for you in the future, in the short future. So please do reserve this weekend for students who are out of town and are leaving right after the teachings. And on the 17th, the Sunday, in case you haven't been notified already, we are celebrating Father's Day for Rinpoche. So at the last session of the teaching, so the afternoon teaching, during that teaching or after that teaching, we'll be having a short ceremony or celebration, and everyone's more than welcome to join us. Okay, thank you very much. Now, okay, so the morning teachings start at 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock at noon, I believe. 10 to 12 in the morning, and the afternoon is 2 to 4. Okay, so for the next 2 days, 10